I usually do my best to make the most of a sexual situation because it's always an opportunity and a pleasure to connect with someone. And there have been a couple of times where those moments were so awkward or weird that it was a bit difficult to make the best of it. I'm Latia, and I love talking about sex and sexuality and what helps us be amazing and confident as human beings. Because the more confidence we have ourselves and our bodies, the easier it is to connect with people, to go on dates, and to have fabulous relationships and lives. So, which one came first? Okay, so I'll start with the one that was like more of a moment and nothing else came of it. So I was in Hawaii and I met this guy from Tinder, and I already thought he was weird because he had like really big lips. Like his mouth was like, it was like his lips came to here and they were kind of thin and weird. And they reminded me of Daisy from The Rock of Love and any other kind of white lady who seems like she's had plastic surgery. There's just this weird fish face thing that goes on. So I was already like, I'm not really feeling you, but like, cool, whatever. I'm in Hawaii. I'm breaking from the group, doing my own thing. So we end up meeting in the evening, and I'm just sitting in my rental car by myself with the windows up, and he's like, that's off-putting that you'd sit in a car with the windows up. It's so safe. And I'm like, great story, white man. I'm glad you're off-put by my behavior and I haven't even met you. Like, really? Judging me already? Dick. So I was just like, all right, this guy is a loser. So whatever, like, let's hang out. So I can't even remember if we ate it together because I might have eaten like a tower of seafood by myself. And we ended up walking on the beach, and I definitely ended up puking and getting sick in the middle of the beach. And it was just like my first time. It was the middle of the night. I don't even know if I remember where it was. And whatever I did about it, he was just like, wow, that's rude. And I was just like, I mean, you want to fix it? You can clean it up. You're free to. I've never puked on a beach before. Like, why are you so judgmental, you jerk? So I'm just like annoyed, like, oh my gosh. And like somehow I end up going to his place, and like, I think I stayed the night. And he ends up going down on me. And like when he does this, he has this weird rhythm. It's like, And I'm just like, what are you doing? And like, literally, I was just like laying there like, this is weird and uncomfortable, and I don't really like this, and I don't really know what to do about it. So I'm just like, oh man, this sucks. So I'm just like, oh, what is going on? So I legit looked at my phone a few times, and it feels or seems like it lasted like 40 minutes. I'm like, this is trash. And it was just kind of like, oh, could you stop? And he stops, and he's like, want to do me? And I'm like, heck no. I have no desire to put you anywhere near my mouth. I've done it a lot, and like, you're not worthy. I'm sorry. Like, let's just do the sex thing. So we do that, and he keeps the same rhythm. I was just like, oh my gosh, this was so awkward and uncomfortable. I was like, oh, what was I thinking? Why did I let this be a thing? And it was just tragic. I was like so glad whenever I might have driven, I don't even know how I like drove there. I remember there was like an orange tree in the backyard. That was kind of cool. There was some kind of moon thing happening, so we looked at that. There had been coronas, I believe, or like little sun circles around the moon at night while I was in Hawaii at that time, so that was cool. But that, oh my gosh, that was just tragic. It sucked the whole way through. There was very few redeeming points in it. Yeah, it was just real awkward. I'm like, that was something that I'm like, dang, should never have let that happen. So please don't have stories like that. Or if you do, at least have fun with them, because at least like it came out to be something where like, I don't know, they're just random moments where I think about that. I'm just like, that was tragical. That was tragical. I don't even know what to say about it. But another awkward moment that has a very happy ending was when I was in college, and there was this guy, and I'm like, I don't even know how much we were hanging out before we tried it out, but we were hanging out, we were talking about things we like or don't like. And sometimes in the midst of the mood and the heat of the moment, I don't mind kissing on the mouth. Like, it's like, oh, let's kiss. Like, it feels good, and we're already connecting. Like, let's take it further. And he's like, I'm not really big in kissing. I'm like, no need to kiss. Like, what else? So we go in to do it our first time, and he ends up like kissing me on the mouth. But it's more like he just like just a, and it's like his mouth is on my mouth, and I'm just like, oh, this is different. And I'm just like, okay. And then he like stops, and like there were moments where it would feel good, but a lot of it was just kind of like, okay, that was awkward. In a way, I had an experience before where it was just like, I don't even know what to fully make of this. It wasn't like, I don't even know. It was just, yeah, it was a bit bad. But the good news is that we were able to talk about it. And so we were both kind of like, not the best we've ever had, but we're cool. Why not try again? And so we tried again, and we did it a few times. And I don't even know how many times in, but at that point in time, I knew I could get off with clitoral stimulation or playing with myself. And very rarely, if ever, would a guy like get me off. Like, he might make me feel good. I might be a bit on the wet side and responsive, but it wouldn't be like, oh, wow, like I got a release. You did that. Thank you, sir. Usually it would be like, I mean, it felt good and I had fun, but I mean, I always have fun. Like, this is a fun thing to do. So with this person, he ended up being the first to give me an orgasm from penetration. And it was just like great because we were able to have that communication where it was like, more, keep going. Yes, yes, yes. And then it was like, oh my gosh, this is what this whole thing is about. And it was great. And that one started off from a really awkward first time. It was so awkward. And it's not that it was a bad thing. It was more funny because it was just different. Like, oh, I never thought it could be like this. And sometimes those awkward moments are like the first, where I left Hawaii and didn't keep in touch with that guy. Or it's like this one where we were going to the same school, we were already cool, and it wasn't like there was a pressure to need to be good. It was just, why don't we try this out and see what happens next? So I didn't have any expectations that I don't know. It was low pressure, low stress. And from what I read, sometimes when we're in relationships with people, we don't want to be honest with them about what we like, what we don't like, who we really are. And then we get upset when they don't accept all of us as we are. So it's like, you can't keep your mask on with someone you would like to be intimate with and then get upset when you take the mask off and they're not approving of who you really are. And that's not to say go around and showing your ass all the time, because that's just ridiculous. We don't have to go out and be obnoxious and absurd in order to get the attention or love that we would like. At the same time, if you can tell that you're not being yourself or true to what you want, that's going to create some friction and tension, because there's always going to be a part of yourself that you're uncertain of. Are they liking the real me, or are they liking what I'm pretending to be in the moment so that we're both okay? So when it comes to sexual relationships, there's always going to be a diverse realm of experiences. There are some people are just so in tune and intuitive, and I'm talking to men. Like, there are guys who just know what I need better than I could have ever expressed it, and they show up and they do it and deliver in ways that I'm just blown away by. And then there are those times where I'm in a relationship with someone or in an encounter, and I have to ask questions, or I have to give prompts, or I have to take the lead a little more. And it's not bad. It's just that I understand that, okay, you're okay with keeping it here the whole time, and my body is like, oh yeah, here we're good. Like, start me off here. But then once we hit this point, I'm just like, if you would like to keep my attention, let's change it up. I get bored. It gets normalized, not quickly necessarily, but after a few minutes of doing the same thing, sometimes you gotta switch it up. And that's just for sensation and interest and engagement, because I'd rather change every minute and be engaged and having fun and like, oh, what's gonna happen next? Instead of doing the same thing the whole time and feeling like, I'm sorry, you've hit the point where, are we even doing it still? Like, have you taken it out? Like, is this happening? I can't even feel it anymore. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna like take a nap. Like, I would rather be annoying and get what I need so I'm engaged and in the moment. And some people, all I can do is just, you got this, thank you. I am just going to breathe and just be here and enjoy the moment. And I think the most interesting correlation that I've had with that in recent times is someone posted on Facebook how she was exploring BDSM, shibari in particular, and being a submissive, and how it forces her as a overachiever to be present in her body, really just be present in the moment, communicate what she needs and have boundaries, and really honor where she's at instead of trying to be something that she's not. And those are principles that I believe are great in every relationship, because it takes communication. It takes a comfort in knowing what you can and cannot take and what's too much, and also having a partner who's willing to listen to that. Because sometimes we find these people and we think we need to please them or honor what they want more, and maybe if we would just be honest, we could see that they want us to be happy as much as they want to be happy too. And my belief as a woman is, since I was a kid, pussy power. I have a vagina, therefore I am magical and everyone wants me. Whenever someone doesn't want me, I'm like, you must be confused, because I'm a woman and I'm like magical, bro. Like, what? I don't even understand. And I've even had gay guys tell me that they are just attracted to me, so it's like, you really can't tell me anything. Although I do have a funny story about a guy pretending to be gay, and it was great. But it has been fun to share about my awkward sex moments. Sometimes awkward moments are just moments and fleeting, and sometimes it can be the start of a wonderful relationship if you're willing to communicate, be open, and trust that your partner is interested in pleasing you as much as you want to be pleased by them. It's a give and take, not an F or be F'd, because that is something that I wholeheartedly believe, that when we're willing to work together towards pleasure and fun, it's so much better than trying to take or destroy some partner, especially in an intimate moment like that. But have a wonderful day.